Let me give you some dangerously honest advice. And if your goal is to create generational wealth, not just make money, but actually change your family's financial future, then you're going to want to hear this. The most of what society tells you about money is completely backwards. And people are chasing status. They're buying things they can't afford. They're wondering why wealth never shows up. So in this video, I'm going to give you some dangerously honest advice about money that most people don't want to hear, but it's exactly what creates generational wealth. But first, I want to ask you something. Can you comment below, what is one financial habit you're currently working on improving? Is it saving more, investing more? Is it getting out of debt? Drop it in the comments because I read every one of them. Now, let's get into the advice. And the first piece of dangerously honest advice is you got to stop trying to look rich. Most people are broke because they're trying to impress other broke people. And they're trying to impress people with nice cars or expensive clothes, newest phone every single year, luxury vacations on credit cards, by the way. And none of those things produce wealth. In fact, they destroy wealth. Wealth isn't built by looking successful. Wealth is built by owning assets. The wealthy focus on ownership, ownership of businesses, ownership of real estate, ownership of stocks. The poor and middle class think, I want to buy things. The wealthy think, hey, I want to own things that pay me. That's a completely different mindset. And it's a mindset that you need to develop. The next dangerous piece of advice, and this is a non-negotiable, is you've got to spend less than what you make. You'll never build wealth if you spend everything you make. I don't care how much money someone makes. You can make $50,000 a year and you can build wealth. You can make $500,000 a year and you can still be broke. The difference is one simple principle: spend less than you make. Yeah, it sounds basic, but most people, they don't do it. And their income increases, and as it does, their lifestyle increases even faster. That is called lifestyle creep, and I've made some videos about this in the past. You get a raise, and instead of investing it, you upgrade your car, you upgrade your house, you upgrade your vacations, and suddenly you're making more money than you ever have before, but you are still living paycheck to paycheck. Generational wealth requires margin. Margin between what you make and what you spend. That margin becomes investment capital. And investment capital creates wealth. The next dangerously honest advice that you need to hear is you need to buy assets. Most people buy assets last. The wealthy buy assets first. They buy it before they buy the toys and the different things. Let me explain. The average person, they get paid and they think, what's something I can buy? The wealthy think, what assets can I buy? Because assets produce cash flow and growth. Two of the greatest wealth builders in history are stocks and real estate. I mean, you guys know I love real estate. When you buy stocks, you own pieces of companies. Companies that grow, companies that produce profits, companies that increase in value. Over time, those investments, they compound. That means your money starts making money. And then that money starts making more money. And then that money makes more money. Compounding is how the wealth explodes over time. Same thing happens with real estate. Real estate can produce rental income, appreciation, tax advantages, leverage, which means your tenants, they help pay the mortgage while the property increases in value. That's how people build massive wealth over time. But here's the key. They prioritize assets first, before the toys, before the upgrades, before the lifestyle. They focus on building assets. The next piece of dangerously honest advice that I can give you is you need to save money with a purpose. Saving money alone won't make you wealthy, but saving for assets will. A lot of people save money just to feel safe. And there's nothing wrong with having, an emergency fund, but after that, your savings should have a mission to acquire assets. You should have a saving for down payment on rental properties, investing into stocks or mutual funds, index funds, buying into business opportunities, funding investments that can produce income. Savings should be ammunition for opportunity, because opportunities always show up. Real estate deals, market dips, business opportunities. But if you don't have capital ready, guess what? You miss them. You miss out. Wealthy people, they stay ready because they've been saving for assets for a long time, sometimes years. The next piece of dangerously honest advice is you got to think long term. Generational wealth doesn't happen in 12 months, guys. It happens in decades. And this is where most people fail. They want fast money, right? Fast money, quick flips, get rich quick schemes. But real wealth is built through consistent investing over time. Think 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years down the road. Someone who consistently invests into assets over decades will almost always win financially because time multiplies money. The stock market grows, real estate appreciates, rent increases, businesses expand, but only for people who stay in the game long enough. That's why patience is one of the most underrated wealth skills. It's the one skill that you need to make sure you get really good at. Next piece of advice I can give you is build assets that outlive you. If you want generational wealth, you must think beyond your own life. That means building assets that outlive you. Rental properties that produce income. Stock portfolios that grow for decades. Businesses that your family can inherit. That's the goal. The goal isn't to just retire comfortably. The goal is to leave behind financial opportunity for the next generation. Assets that continue working long after you're gone. That's how families break financial cycles. And that's how legacies are built. That's how I'm building a legacy for my kids and for my family. Let's recap the dangerously honest advice. If you want generational wealth, you got to stop trying to look rich. You got to spend less than what you make. You got to buy assets first, not last, but first. You got to save specifically for investments. And you got to think long term. And you got to build assets that outlive you, because generational wealth isn't built with luck. It's built with discipline, patience, and ownership. Before you go, I want to hear from you. I want you to comment below, what assets are you currently working toward buying? Is it stocks? Is it rental property? Is it a business? Drop that in the comments. And if you want more content about building wealth, investing, and financial discipline, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and if you want to learn more about maybe some things that are holding you back, some mistakes that I made, click this video right here. We'll see you in the next one.